as problems start to grow in the Middle East, with a potential war on the way, as well as the upcoming presidential election. People are turning to a new source of media to get their news, with one of them being the social media app TikTok, with people claiming that TikTok is a decentralized platform and that it is the new news. But is this really the case? Or is TikTok the most dangerous platform to get your news from? If you ever used TikTok before, you would know that there is pretty much a For You page for every community. For example, there's like a Christian talk, anime talk, girl talk, and even a black talk. I'm currently on gym talk right now. Get it? By using all the data that TikTok collects from you, they're able to learn everything about you to give you your own personalized feed, hence the name For You page. And while this may make the app entertaining, everything quickly goes south when the content becomes serious. To show y'all what I mean, I'm gonna take you to the exhibits where this is evident, starting with Exhibit A. Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate became extremely popular on TikTok in the spring of 2022. This was because he was controversial and that he was bald, which is why I'm at a barbershop, because I'm gonna go bald. But why was he controversial? It was because he was able to create two different versions of himself through the TikTok algorithm. One being a motivational speaker.
Cannot stop, cannot give up. You need that momentum to break free.
The other being like,
because girls are lazy, and girls are stupid, and girls don't understand how taxes work.
You get the point. The only reason this was a problem was because the TikTok algorithm decided to show each person only one side of Andrew Tate. One demographic seeing the motivational side, while the opposite seeing his other side. One side saw him as Superman, while the other side saw him as Homelander. My first time downloading TikTok was around the time Andrew Tate was starting to get popular, and when TikTok had no data of me, it experimented with the two sides of Andrew Tate on my For You page. My first impressions was that I didn't like him and to just immediately scroll. Then, just a couple months later, a new type of Andrew Tate started showing up on my For You page, and I actually started to like the guy. Essentially, my opinion was controlled by TikTok. But why does TikTok stick to only showing people one side of the story? Well, the answer is found at our next exhibit: religion. If you believe in any religion and watch TikTok, chances are you've probably seen a video relating to your religion. They are really popular. But if you pay attention, you start to realize that you rarely see any other religion on your For You page. The only times you really see other religions on your For You page is when they're getting destroyed by your religion. Muslim left speechless, Christian realizes the truth. The algorithm makes one side feel like the obvious choice while also doing the same for the other side. TikTok does this because it knows that challenging your beliefs is hard. People don't want to see their beliefs get challenged every time they open the app. And I actually have a confession to make. Whenever I said I first made a TikTok account when Andrew Tate was getting popular, that was a lie. I actually made one late 2019, but deleted it just a couple months later because my For You page had become filled with rage bait content that were just ruining my mood. And since the algorithm wasn't showing me any videos that I actually wanted to see, I deleted the app with no plans on downloading it ever again. And TikTok understands that if their algorithm isn't showing people exactly what they want to see, they will get many others deleting the app as well. I'm not saying you'll never see a video that you disagree with on TikTok, but if every video constantly upsets you, you wouldn't be using TikTok as much, which is why TikTok is filled with so much inaccurate information. Which leads us to our current situation. The Palestinian-Israeli conflict is a very tragic and complex issue, with the death toll in Gaza growing rapidly each day. But to TikTok, this is just another trend. The algorithm just does what it did with Andrew Tate by splitting the topic up into two sides and showing one demographic one side and the other side. TikTok just uses what it knows about you to decide which side you're on, and if it doesn't have enough data, it will just experiment. This creates an outcome where millions of people who had no knowledge of this conflict are influenced into a certain belief by the TikTok algorithm. Heavily biased videos that were designed to tell people exactly what they wanted to hear get the most views. And for everyone who has no idea what's going on, simply showing interest by leaving a comment of sympathy or of a prayer leads to a whole For You page showing how oppressed that one side is. But TikTok isn't the only one with this bias-based algorithm. Most social media actually have this type of system. TikTok is just the best one doing it. Their search system is so terrible, trying to find good videos of any topics is almost impossible. It's almost like opposing sides don't even exist when you try searching for them. But there is a positive. So many people are now giving attention to a conflict they would have usually given a blind eye to. This leads to a higher chance of them doing their own research and fighting for a good cause. Social media is also showing real-time footage of war, which is something we've never seen before. But what other news source do we have? There's still traditional TV news. You know, at least they release the same news to everyone and they don't try to sugarcoat it and adjust to each person's beliefs. Can they be trusted?
Unfortunately, some members of the media
use their platforms
to push their own personal bias, and agenda to control exactly what people think. This is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
What the